Hello, I'm Michael.
I'm Justin.
We're Bear on the keyboard, and this is a bar rant. All right, guys. So tonight we're talking about something a little more detailed than our last one. That's for sure.
Game kinks?
Yeah. Yes, that is definitely more detailed.
Too detailed?
Possibly, yeah.
Should I dial it back a little?
No.
Okay.
Never dial back a podcast, man. Just have a conversation. No, we're talking about not video game, all games in their entirety. Any sort of Ludo thing that you enjoy. Tropes, things that exist within pretty much all games and why they exist.
Why? Why are they there, though?
So I had this TikTok sent to me by a friend.
Oh, this is why this is coming at me. Okay.
Yeah. So I had this TikTok sent to me by a friend that was a that effectively was arguing that there is a reason why puzzle dungeons exist in D&D and other tabletop RPGs.
Right, okay, wait. I want to make sure I'm understanding this. They sent you something that said there is a reason why?
Bro, keep the fuck up. Yes. Yes, there's a reason why.
Okay. Keep going.
So
I'm trying to keep the fuck up. I was making sure I was hearing it.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Look. No, I'm just kidding. Go.
So the person said was responding to a comment that was on one of their TikToks that said there's no reason for puzzle dungeons to exist in D&D. That they're just stupid. You can do the same thing with a lock and key. And that person argued, well, if you're an immortal interdimensional being that wants to keep something guarded, you're not just going to put it in a bank because who knows if that's going to exist in a millennia. And also, you're not just going to put a fucking lock and key to that. What if you lose that? What if something happens to that? You're going to have a password for it. And effectively, this person said, yo, puzzle dungeons are like the CAPTCHA of RPGs. Like the internet version of a CAPTCHA. Make sure you're not a bot. Make sure you're not undead. Make sure you're not this. Make sure you're not that.
How many?
And then subsequently,
how many crosswalks are in this picture?
Exactly.
Every picture that has a crosswalk in it, select it. But that also kind of looks like, actually, that is definitely a part of a crosswalk. But if I don't select that or do, oh shit, what if I fuck up? I might be wrong.
It's a little more detailed than a CAPTCHA because obviously they have, blood spells that can detect if you're undead and all this other kind of crap that goes along with it.
Oh, if I don't have blood, I'm definitely
you're definitely undead. Then.
I'm definitely not living.
Yeah, you are part of the unalived people.
I don't think undead is appropriate because undead is being alive.
There's also like automatons and other shit they need to watch out for too.
Being an ass.
I know.
Yes. There's so many things. But yes,
And then furthermore, they went on to say that, so, okay, you're not going to use the key because you might lose that. But you do have a password. And that password is, of course,
key.
It is the key to open up their vault to get their magical MacGuffin or whatever. But
that's key.
If you're gone for 1,000 years, you might forget that.
You're gonna forget how to spell key because they've turned key into glitch.
It's gone through different languages at this point.
It's now called glitch. And you're like, oh, I got this. It's glitch. And they're like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
And like, why did you say nah, brah?
Nah. Why are you talking like a Zoomer right now? Zoomer dwarf is over there, just like. Glitch, son, what's up? For real, no cap.
I.
Fire, 100. I got this. But the guy goes on to say that you're going to have a password. You might forget that shit when you're gone for a fucking 1,000 years. So you write yourself a little hint. Something that the players can then exploit. And I was like, I love all this. I love this rationalization for having this game mechanic. But in reality, it's because it's a trope within RPGs, and it needs to exist for a variety of fucking reasons. Like,
why?
Go ahead.
Why are you doing any of this at all, if not to overcome Shit. That is the very basic way to put that down. Tropes of all of this. Your party walks up to a cavern,
Okay.
and that cavern is dark. Your party goes,
Naturally.
do we move forward? Yes. Wait, what if there's a trap? Well, why would the fuck would there be? This is just a dark hole. Let's just fucking...
Yeah, explore down any dark hole, ladies and gentlemen.
Immediately,
That's the key.
fucking gone. Done. Nope.
They just got clapped by a trap, son.
Yeah. But why is that trap there? We've been... As humans, we have been setting dumb traps. That's why we even write about dumb ideas of traps.
Sure, of course.
Indiana Jones and the flying at your goddamn back boulder. You know that one? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's
This is
the
one
first
of my
one.
favorite
Yeah, Raiders.
Indianas.
Yeah.
No. I gave the correct. Yes, Raiders. So stupid. My thing is, tropes are there. Are they tropes? Why?
Yeah, I think that puzzle dungeons are tropes in RPGs, and I think they exist for a really good reason.
Okay.
So you have...
Why are they tropes though?
Well, they're tropes because they keep coming up consistently. And the reason why they keep coming up consistently, and you expect them there, it's not a cliche, you expect them there, and not in like a bad way.
How cliche of you to say that.
But you expect them there because you want there to be a way for your team to problem solve without it just coming down to combat. Because there's effectively three types of players when it comes to tabletop RPGs. There's your role players. There's your people who fucking love combat and like simulating combat and all the little minutia and nuances that go into that. And there's the people that just like to problem solve and like to work together as a team.
Oh.
And that's your three effective factors.
I am none of those. I like to just be like, zap.
Zap.
Did I get him? Shit. I'll try again. No,
So I have a bit more RPG experience than you, but you did play. I mean, I GM'd an RPG where you were a player for like fucking 3 years.
Yes. No,
How do you fall into that?
well, no. So again, jokes aside on that, because it's not just with a tabletop RPG.
Sure, it exists in video games and other stuff as well. Yeah, you
yeah.
gotta have puzzles. Puzzles are a thing.
Yes.
Look at survival horror, for example. We were talking about that in our episode about self-destruct sequences.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's not a game if all you do is go in and fight your way through it.
Okay.
Unless
There's literally games like that. But
it is literally that game.
yeah.
Right? Like, don't get me wrong. I know what Call of Duty is.
Shit, we know what Doom is. We know what Wolfenstein is. Even they had some puzzle elements to them, though. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, so... Okay.
I know what Call of Duty is.
Yeah, it's a shooting gallery. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we know.
And even Call of Duty still has puzzles in it. If you're doing the story mode, there's still a puzzle in there. In those, go through and shoot them up. Period. It's there. Because it's not a game if there's not a challenge.
The puzzle when you're playing multiplayer is, how are these 13-year-olds so fucking good at this? How did I get so fucking bad?
We're not talking about Call of Duty anymore. We're talking about everything.
Every multiplayer ever, yeah.
Every multiplayer, any game. What? Dungeons and Dragons.
How are they so good at this?
If you tell a 13-year-old how to play Dungeons and Dragons and they are actively listening, They literally are going to fucking destroy you.
You just absorb so much information when you're a
I
kid,
know
though.
your brain is a sponge.
Yeah.
At that time, right now, my brain is a beer sponge.
My brain's a beer sponge. Yeah, I chose that.
So, how, I honestly though, it's not even a zap 'em thing. I'm a thinker. It's a thinker.
Problem solver.
Yeah, I fall into the thinking, the problem solving aspect of it, which I learned actually very quickly with
During play.
who I was playing with.
Yeah.
Not just my character is a problem solver, but also had to be like,
What was your character's name again? Rothgar. That full name? He didn't have a last name, did he? He was just Rothgar.
Rothgar. There's actually he was given titles.
Rothgar the elf.
No, there were titles. Oh man,
I have to look through my notes if I
would
remember any of that
I
shit.
don't
Yeah.
have any of that shit with me.
Yeah.
We are talking.
We're just chatting right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't have any of that. But Rothgar,
He was a problem solver, though. No, he always looked for wisdom. He always looked for new information. Yeah.
exactly. He's looking for knowledge. I like how you said not the wisdom one.
New information.
New information. I like that as opposed to knowledge because he knows stuff. People know things, but no, he's looking for new information and he's trying to take that to utilize that, and that's essentially what wisdom is. But that's why I'm like, nah, don't call it wisdom.
The practical use of information is effectively wisdom. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But it's also a stat in D&D that is unrelated to that. Yeah.
extremely unrelated. It's necessary if you are a mage.
No, wizards. Because you were a sorcerer, right? You were a sork, and they're charisma based casters. Mages are intelligence based, or wizards rather are intelligence based casters.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Shark. I was a sork, not a shark.
You were what, Stormborn sorcerer? That was the thing you decided on.
But
and then you dipped into monk too, which is wisdom based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, if you guys want to hear more about Rothgar, that's another time. Back to
Effectively.
tropes.
Yeah.
The whole idea though about that, where I fall into it, yes, thinking, thought process, and obviously when you're playing a character, you do a thing. But even in, I'm doing it. You ready? Monopoly.
Okay.
You're thinking about.
I'm talking about game tropes. Yes.
Yeah, you're thinking about where you are. Whatever you land on, your first thought is buy that.
Okay.
You hit a property, right? You buy that.
Buy it. Yeah.
So the tropes in Monopoly are you got your chance. That's a part of the game. You've got your jail cards. Get out of jail free.
Okay.
But that's a trope. But even that being a trope,
We call a get out of jail free card a lot of things these days. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But not even that. Like going straight to jail. The jail card, that is a trope. In Monopoly, that's a trope. But even outside of that, trope in games where it's like you're pigeonholed, can't do anything unless you have a thing, and if you don't have a thing, you have to wait an amount of time to do that. But why does that exist?
Yeah.
Chance?
I mean, honestly, that's kind of a bullshit trope in my opinion because
I don't disagree with the bullshit trope idea.
Because if I was a dungeon master, for example, and we're playing D&D,
would take my eye and let me live.
That's a good example of something very early on in the campaign that we played together. Yes, but I would also say like the whole get out of jail free card and go straight to jail and all that other kind of crap. It's just like don't say there's this definitive yes or no to things. Instead, say, okay, there's options. And cycling back to the whole idea of there being puzzle dungeons, I love the idea of puzzle dungeons being able to be broken by character mechanics.
So, perfect.
So it's like, cool, you solved the puzzle properly. That's one way to solve it. But also, it's like, well, I have disintegrate, or I have
a way
shape stone, or
I
whatever
have
the
a
fuck.
way
You know, I have
around-
these different spells that
like-
can do something,
like-
or I can just say, I'm gonna strength it. I'm gonna just fucking strength this thing out of the way, and I'm gonna
Exactly.
roll for that. It's like, all right, do it. You have high strength. You're a barbarian. Whatever.
You have this. You have this puzzle that's constructed by the creator, if you will, not to feed into any egos, but
They are the creators, though.
I mean,
Everyone creates in D&D, though.
everyone comes together to create all
Yeah.
of it, but ultimately,
It's this universal storytelling kind of
Yes, but
experience that everyone
ultimately-
has.
everyone that's creating inside it, again, the creator.
I think you're a bad DM, though, if you don't let people flex a little of their own influence on your world.
Oh,
If you keep your world static, that's
So,
fucked up in my
all right,
opinion.
all
And
right.
that's why I never did that with you guys.
I want to come back to that, but before
Okay,
we
bet.
go into that is a whole nother topic that I
Kinda,
actually
yeah.
love. So creator has made these things because they have to be made. Otherwise, 5 dudes. Oh yeah, dude is general neutral. Good. Generally neutral.
yeah, 5 dudes show up.
So 5 dudes show up to some place and they got together and there's an issue happening and it's like, oh fuck, that sounds terrible. Great, let's go fucking solve that. Are you in? Are you in? Are you in? Yeah, let's go. Wait, are you and you? Yeah, okay, great. That's all 5 of us. Now let's go. And they all like, oh, we're going on an adventure. And they go out to go on an adventure and they encounter, they're like, oh, we got to travel from this point to that point where the fucking impending doom is happening. And they go and they hit this place and they're like, oh shit. This is in our way. Let's get through it. And they just fucking get through it. They're like, yeah, all we do, we just walk through it. Cool. Next place. Hey, high fives all around. We fucking walked through a place. Next spot. Look, the puzzles, all of those tropes have to be there. Because if you're not making it a challenge at all, then what the fuck are you doing?
Often.
Yeah, that's fine. Cough away. If it's not a challenge, it's just a cough.
Yeah, bet. If it's not a challenge, what are you doing, though?
Seriously, that's why, like, you've got, so that's why
I also don't think that puzzle thing should be... Jesus Christ.
oh my god.
I also don't think that
my
puzzle...
friend is dying. Everyone,
I'm
hold
dying
on for half a
actively.
second.
No, I also don't think that puzzle thing should be too esoteric either.
I agree. They shouldn't be
Sometimes
like
it's-
so out of
sometimes
the
it-
box,
yeah.
so crazy.
Sometimes
that
it's
like-
really obvious to the GM or the DM. Whatever. I like to use the word. I like to use the term GM.
I like
'cause-
GM, general manager.
game manager,
Oh
because
no, I like GM because
general manager isn't like in baseball.
generally you're managing the situation, of the game.
But it fits better than Dungeon Master because Dungeon Master is like specific to D&D, and there's lots of different RPG systems out there.
And even with DMs as a dungeon master, like I feel like that has been pulled away from a whole bunch because it sounds very specific to like I am the dungeon master of this dungeon
Yeah.
and this dungeon. I'm just a master of dungeons. Everything else that's happening in the world, I don't know, man.
I don't know,
Like,
man. I'm just the master of the dungeons, dude.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so I'm building
Talk to me when you get to a dungeon.
I'm building waterfalls and it's like, I don't whatever. Just stupid
Whatever. Who
silence.
cares?
Yeah, build waterfalls. I don't care.
Don't
Wait,
go chasing them though.
you've entered a dungeon. this is the TLC dungeon. No, nonetheless. So, as you were saying about DMs or GMs,
I think that it's really that you shouldn't like put so much on your players, so esoteric shit on your players.
right?
All the things you need to throw at them should be surmountable, but should also, like you said, be a challenge.
It has to be a challenge.
Yeah.
If it's not a challenge, it's dumb, and that's why.
But I think that succeeding in that in a challenge, like a puzzle challenge, but thinking outside the box when you do it is totally appropriate.
yeah, yes. So
Yeah,
that's why.
I think that puzzles exist because, like I said previously, they need to have something other than just combat for the players to go through in order to surmount obstacles.
Right, and I dumbed it down to.
Yeah.
I took combat out of it, and I dumbed it down to just like walking from point A to point B, essentially.
It's effectively what it is, but yeah. I mean, combat can have problems, obviously.
Sure, but
you get bad
how do you
rolls.
solve the puzzles in combat? And there are puzzles in that, but puzzles, puzzles as a trope make the most sense because we create puzzles every day in our life.
Oh, this is a deep dive now.
That sounds.
You're not wrong though.
It sounds ridiculous.
No, it doesn't.
Only because
Look at conspiracy theorists, for example.
only because what what I'm about to say is we are solving puzzles that we have created for ourselves constantly. And that's just because we like a challenge. We like to have puzzles to solve. We like to have something exercising
I think we like to have something solvable.
exercising the brain is fun. Having a solution that you don't know what that solution is,
Is obtuse.
right?
We like to have a
But
solution
you
that
know-
we know.
But you know the solution is out there.
Yeah.
You're like, how do I get to that solution though? Yes, we like to have a solvable thing. Also a soluble thing. So we can just get rid of that shit
Just dissolve that shit.
and just drink it down real quick.
Fucking chug it down. Exactly. So, I mean,
But you understand.
yeah. We've basically broken down puzzles in D&D to the point where it's like, okay, sure. We understand why they need to exist for non-combat reasons, but also a way to get the entire team in on it. Especially if you're like, okay, I'm a fireball wizard. I cast most of my fucking spells as fireball. That's my whole jam. But it's like nobody likes that. You're a bad wizard if you're playing that kind of a character.
Fine. And let them play that character.
Yeah,
Because
don't stop them from doing that. If you want to be a glass cannon, that's your fucking prerogative.
Awesome.
But like you have
oh
options.
wait, oh that's
You have
funny. Glass can only if there's sand.
You have so many different options though as a wizard, where all the different spells that you can you have this enormous spell book in D&D, and you have all these different spells that you can just be like, okay, I'm gonna cast Raise Dead or Detect Life or fucking whatever, you know what I mean?
No, I'm going to light the dead on fire because they're gross and decrepit. And if I
Speak
just
to Dead. That's what I was thinking of.
if I just cast fireball, it will whatever they fucking are raising, they're on fire.
They're a raisin now, motherfucker.
Literally raisins.
Dried out ass bitch.
I'm not gonna eat them. I don't really. I never liked them. Raisins. Not the dead are fine. I don't give a shit about them. But the raisins, ew, gross. I don't want them. But I made them. You're welcome.
How often did you use detect magic
Like
when you're playing D&D with me?
I'm going to say it honestly. Probably could count it on my hands 4 times over. So like 40 times.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying over 3 years, only 40 times.
Yeah.
Because you're like, do this thing. But also, at a certain point, you go, who cares?
Fuck it.
Shrug.
Detect magic.
I don't need to detect magic. This is you literally show up and you go,
Well, I give you more details on the fucking roll when you detect magic, to be fair.
you do, but you're also, yes, you get a lot more details, but also you get to a point where you're like, this shit is magical as fuck. Detecting magic
This fucking
is going
shit's
to,
obviously magical.
It's going to be like, hey, this shit is magical as fuck. No more stuff. And you go, I know. I don't know enough stuff. That's what my character has been trying to do, is no more stuff. Also, these people want to kill one another and love one another at the same time.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Sorry. I'm just rehashing
There's so much that
a
happened.
beautiful time in my life.
There's so much that happened. I love it too, man. Honestly, I fucking this was starting out as a tropes and games, but now it's like becoming like, hey, remember when we played D&D?
This is us reminiscing about D&D.
Yeah.
Even with that though, the best trope ever is calling back to characters that aren't there anymore, but are, right?
So is this like a
This is
This is not specific to video games, obviously. This is specific. God damn, I'm getting a little in my cups now. This is specific to
this. I mean, our campaign, but also it is also
tabletop RPGs.
very much so to tabletop RPGs.
You always have the callbacks.
Yeah, but even with that, it is also. Have you never played a video game where you were able to control a character and then a role playing game, RPG that's similar to a tabletop, where you play a character, you get to play that character, and then you don't get to play that character ever again, and then you get to hang out with that character later?
So you're talking about the trope of take over as a different character for a while, and then that character fucks off. Like, okay, so Final Fantasy VI, for example, kind of does this with Shadow a lot. That, like, ninja kind of character, where he'll, like, pop in every once in a while, and he'll fuck shit up for you in your benefit. He doesn't fuck shit up for you. He fucks shit up for you. and then he fucks off.
No, no. He walks in, fucks shit up, walks out, and you're like, "Hey, partner."
And you can eventually get him, of course, as a permanent party member. But yeah,
I mean, yeah. Well, so you can't. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I was feeding off of what you were saying, and I forgot about.
I think TV Tropes and Idioms has this whole article written about that kind of character, where it's like, so long and thanks for all the gear. where you equip like a temporary party member with a bunch of shit, and then they fuck off.
And you're like, oh fuck.
You're like, oh, I didn't realize you weren't a permanent member. Oh shit.
Why did I feed so much into you? Because you were badass, and I should have spent more time reflecting on myself and done better to me. Oh, is that what they were teaching this whole time?
More time reflecting on myself. What the fuck?
Fuck. I just figured it out, and I am fucking 38 years old. This is bullshit, and I want to go home. I hate. Where the fuck is your mother?
I want to go probably home. Probably hanging out at her house. Should I call her? Should I call my mom right now?
Yeah, call your mom. I need to go home.
All right, give me my phone.
Oh shit, no. No. So.
Dude, I can't talk right now. I'm calling my mom.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, we'll definitely call her. But yeah, that trope, not just it's the whole idea where you get to re-encounter a character that was a part of your party, and they were hanging out, and you re-encounter them later, and they're fucking...
I'm dead ass calling my mom right now.
I know you are. I'm waiting. I'm just talking while you're calling her.
I wonder if that's picking up. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
What are you doing?
Watching,
The
Oh, NFL Fantasy Live?
Oh, nice.
Very cool. Me and Justin are recording a podcast right now, and you're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
oh no, why
Every-
me?
Why you-
Everyone say hello to Diane.
Because Justin made a joke, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to call my mom.
Oh, thanks. I thought your get together.
Get together for what? Oh, for work? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It
But
is. Yeah,
not
we're
yet.
going to.
We've got time.
Serving the food.
Not-
Chipotle.
Oh, nice.
Some other
You'll
place.
have a burrito.
I will have a burrito.
Burrito eater. You son of
You
a burrito
fucking burrito eater. Anyway.
No,
Burrito.
I know, I like
I like
burrito.
burrito.
burrito eater.
Burrito.
I am a burrito eater. I'm not a burrito
Damn, read that
eato.
book.
Are you? What do you read? Oh, that's right. Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
it's getting a little more interesting as things going along.
Perfect.
I like Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman's fantastic. I'll loan you the book after my mom's done with it.
I bet.
To read a little bit.
Absolutely. It's a good
I
thing to
don't.
do.
I read a whole bunch all the time, and then I die, and then eventually wake back up.
He called me.
Who did you tell?
Yeah, I was doing.
What did you say? One more time?
Tim, he called me.
Oh, Big
wished
Tim.
me a Merry
Okay.
Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And he I was telling him about your podcast, so he's gonna look into it.
Perfect.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Get Big Tim and all of his clan. What's his last name
Yeah.
again? McGuire.
Yeah,
The whole
Timothy McGuire.
Get the whole McGuire clan in on that.
Oh, group.
Perfect.
Party. Let's not use clan.
I like clan. I like clan
He
for
asked me what
Irish
you were
people.
doing, and I'm going,
Heidi Diety, I do not.
because he always brings up Alicia. I like that girl. I like her.
Oh, this is
God
cute.
damn, ancient history. I love it.
That was
my
cute.
high school girlfriend he's talking
I
about.
know.
That's adorable.
Still talking about her.
Yeah.
That's all he can think about.
Well, Georgian, but yeah.
Same thing.
Same diff. Soviet Union. All right,
Su-
Mom. I'm gonna let you.
Super North Asia.
I'm gonna let you go. I love you.
Yeah.
Kisses. Dustin loves you too.
Much love, much
Kisses.
appreciation.
Okay, mwah. Bye.
Bye, Mom. Call my mom on a podcast. That's cool.
All you had to do was call her. I asked you to have her on,
I know.
and all you had to do was call her.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
North Russian Asian, by the way.
North Russian Asian. No, Georgia's in South Russia.
Yeah, it's also
South Russia. Georgia's a totally different country than Russia.
there
God
you go.
damn.
There you go, buddy.
Soviet Union. Jesus Christ. All right, we're ending this fucking podcast. Anyway,
Anyways.
it was fun reminiscing to you, Justin, about
Oh, our campaign was
our campaign.
our
We could do a whole fucking podcast about
Actually,
just that.
we are going to.
That would be 100%.
After doing this,
Super duper
we're going
fun.
to do that. But also,
Yeah.
tropes in games exist, and I think they have to.
There's a reason why the puzzle thing exists.
It makes sense. It really
Yeah.
does. And
There's a reason why combat exists.
we
There's a
didn't-
reason why role playing exists.
If we didn't make it clear as to why it exists, good. We shouldn't. We're not here to do that.
Good, we're super vague and drunk. So until next time, what do we say here on the Banana Keyboard?
Cheers.
Cheers.